Hello and welcome to Mina's bookshelf. It's February. We celebrated Valentine's Day a few days ago, so I thought I would come up here and share with you the decks that I normally use for relationship readings. They can be tarot decks, oracle decks, and when I talk about relationship, I mean not only relationships of a romantic nature, but any relationship with that we can have in our daily life with family members, friends, colleagues, and so on. I will start immediately with one of my favorite decks. It's the Victorian Romantic Tarot by Baba Studio. This is the second edition. These are the backs, and the reason why this is my favorite deck for relationships is that the artwork, of course, pre-existing artwork, Baba Studio has readapted in some form, is so bright and so vivid and so emotive. The expression of the facial expression of the people represented in these decks just tell a story, and they can be absolutely useful in getting intuitive hits that will help you narrate your own story when you try to find answers and answer your client's answers with images. So this is a perfect one for me. The other one that I love to use often is the Jane Austen tarot deck, which is not a proper RWS inspired tarot deck. It's more like an adaptation of playing cards to a RWS tarot deck, but it's just perfect because if there is somebody who can teach us something about love relationship, is the literary matchmaking par excellence, Jane Austen. Some of these playing cards are actually serve as also as major arcana, as like for example the Queen of Hearts is also the High Priestess, and some of the cards also have quotes from the novels written by Jane Austen. I know there's a few that we can look at, and I do use bibliomancy sometimes to do my readings. So sometimes quotes from books can actually help you get some answers. For example, "You pierce my soul. I'm half agony, half hope," and this is Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. So this was the Jane Austen tarot. Then we have the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot Deck by Matthews. And I love this one in particular because the artwork is inspired to one of my favorite art movements, the Art Nouveau. And it's very delicate, very ethereal, and as for the romantic, Victorian romantic, I think that the expressions of the characters depicted in these cards are so telling, and they're really helpful. Very easy to read, great workhorse deck. Another one that is great for the same reasons is the Revival Art Tarot by Tarot Studio. Same thing, pre-existing artwork, and I think it's fabulous. I have to say, to my great surprise, this deck reads really, really well. I do have excellent and very clear, very straightforward readings with this deck. This deck can be also used in combination with the matching Lenormand deck. I do like to do my readings using multiple voices, usually a tarot deck or two, an oracle deck, and a fortune telling style cards. It could be a keeper, a Lenormand, a Sibylla. I love this Lenormand too. The images are so clear. Excellent readings as well. Another one that I like to use for relationship readings is the Enchanted Love Tarot. I think the name is Enchanted Love Tarot by Monty Farber and Amy Zerner. And It's the usual, very recognizable style. The art collage, very textured, very layered. And the great thing about this deck is that there are some keywords. The guidebook that comes with it, I'm going to show it to you. It's absolutely excellent. Maybe the Enchanted Love Tarot. This is the guidebook. This is the guidebook for the Victorian Romantic Tarot. And I do recommend, if you can get a hold of these decks, to make sure that you buy the originals that come with the box, with the guidebooks. The guidebooks are fabulous. Now, this is a pip deck that, among other things, also renamed the suits. And I have to say, for an experienced reader, there's not a problem at all reading these cards, but also for somebody who is at the very beginning of its practice or her practice, because these words, the keywords on the bottom of the card, really help find connections between your intuitions and the artwork. And the book is excellent, so I would definitely consider this as a deck for romantic readings. The other one is the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson, and this is a Llewellyn deck. And also here, the facial expressions of the person depicted are so beautiful and so intense that it's impossible not to get a good reading out of this. Look at example at this Page of Cups. Look, this is the card of the youth, the naivete, the inexperienced child who says, who's opening his heart for the first time to love and emotions. It's the creative, gentle, delicate soul. So I think it's pretty nice. Now let's move on to oracle decks that I will use in combination with these decks. One for all is the Energy Oracle cards. This is a workhorse in my collection, in my practice. It's a beautiful, good for everything, I would say, Oracle deck. And it's perfect because not only you have a lot of cards that can be easily used for romantic readings, but there's also association with chakras, archangels for those who follow that kind of spirituality. The images are beautiful. The guidebook is also very extensive, and I think it's just, for example, storm warning, angel of love, indecision, community, contract, victory, deceit, cornucopia. These are great cards for relationship reading. So I would definitely consider this deck. Also, for those of you who are looking for decks that can be used for relationships readings. The other one is the Whispers of Healing. I mean, all the decks by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall are very gentle, so to speak. They're very uplifting in some cases, or they're more like affirmation cards than oracle decks, but they can be used also for predictive readings. And I found that this one with some more challenging cards is perfect to give you an energy check-in for your relationship. There are cards like alternative, for example, and well-being, and replenish, and meditation. Cards that are more, let's say, mental repetition, forward movement, strength. Some of these cards focus more on the shadow and the challenging and the triggering aspects of our relationship. So I think this is wonderful. And the production values of these decks, they're published by Blue Angels, are just amazing. The card stock, the guidebooks. I love Angela Hartfield writing. These decks are just beautiful. From the same publisher, also the Oracle of the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish, another perfect deck for some more, let's say, challenging aspects of the love relationship, and the deck is just wonderful. These are some of the images. I love the fact that not only we have a uh, the artwork that can give us intuitive hits. There's also a key phrase and another little sentence or a few more keywords on the bottom that can really help with interpretation of the cards. And the guidebook is magnificent. It's really, really good. Another one I would like to take a look at with you is the Whispers of Love Oracle Cards for Attracting More Love into Your Life by Angela Hartfield, with artwork by Josephine Waltz. And this is great too. The criticism that these oracle decks sometimes get from tarot readers is that the cards are all so positive, but uh, besides the fact that the artwork is just wonderful, and it could be for me even just the only reason why I purchased these decks, I found that these sentences can really be helpful. They can help you have some very clarifying moments in your readings. And of course, these messages are very positive, very encouraging, but this is the purpose of these decks, to help you see the light in the shadows, to teach you how to be grateful, how to live in the moment. So I absolutely appreciate them. The fact, besides that, there's also an extensive sentence here and another one, a few more keywords or key phrases on the bottom. It's extremely helpful. The messages are not too long, not too short. They're just perfect. Now, if I can make it through this video with my voice, I would like to share with you also some fortune telling style cards that I normally use in my Three Voices reading. This is the Bluebird Lenormand, published by US Games. And the reason why I love this one, not only because of the artwork inspired to I think this is the Georgian era. I really like it, Victorian era, actually more Georgian than Victorian. But it's the use of rhymes and a little poem here that can help even a reader that is not so familiar with the Lenormand system to find a meaning and a correspondence between image and meaning. So we also have, of course, The Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue, although she doesn't belong in this world anymore and she doesn't publish anymore. This is still a very popular and very effective deck, not to mention also very hard to find on the market. And another one that I recently acquired that I love also because of the vintage style of the artwork is the Rhyme and Reason uh, Oracle deck by Witchwood, and it's a fortune telling style deck of cards. Something in between a Sibylla and a Lenormand, with rhymes, little poems that can help you make your intuitive connections. And I like this one as well. Now, hopefully, I will be able to record for a few more minutes. What I would like to share with you is a spread of my own creation. There are so many spreads you can find online for your readings, relationship readings, but the one that I would like to share with you, I called it the Cupid arrow, and for that I would like to use, let's say, this the Victorian romantic tarot. Just give you a quick example of what this spread is about. So the first question is, what is the love lesson I had to learn? And you can adapt the question as you wish. You can say I had to learn last year or in recent times. And I have Death card, which in this case means accept what is no more, accept what is destined to be over. Accept the fact that sometimes we have to close a door in order to be able to open another one. The second question is, what did I have to let go of in this lesson of love? And I got the Queen of Cups. I probably had to give up on my feelings, probably feelings for somebody. A relationship came to an end, and unfortunately, I have to understand that things cannot go on as they were before. For the third card, the question is, what is the lesson in love that I need to learn this year or today or this week or right now. So what is the lesson in love that I need to learn? Page of Cups. It means that I have to learn how to open up myself to new relationships. And the next question and the next card is, what do I need to embrace in order to welcome love in my life? I need to embrace the Magician, which means I need to become proactive. I do have what I need in my toolkit to make relationship work. So I need to become more self-confident, put myself out there in order to find, uh, uh, love in my life again. And then the last card, unfortunately, I didn't have enough room on the table to set up the cards in the shape of an arrow, but this is how it should be presented. The advice card for me is the Queen of Pentacles, and try to be kind of practical, probably also in the way I approach relationships, nurturing more than anything else. Love is like a garden. You have to take care of it. You have to water your plants. Now, the possible outcome for lessons in love and relationships for me this year is Eight of Cups. Well, definitely I'm moving away from something that doesn't serve me anymore, something that is not emotionally gratifying for me anymore, and I'm traveling towards my Nine of Cups. So this was a look at my collection of tarot and oracle decks for relationship readings. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you next time.